Hey, welcome. Yokoso, Scoto desu. 昨日は、日本語のビデオを作りましたね。100点、日本語で話しますよ。Today, 今日は, we have video challenge between my Asus E, standing for Easy PC, with hearing people. They're coming to get me. With the Movie Maker software that comes from Windows XP, with a capture device, a 1.3 megapixel camera, and the secondary one will be from my Acer Inspire Athlon 64-bit computer with a 720p high definition. I can pre-tell you some of the results already. Is that the Movie Maker camera that I have in the small PC is just it's not any kind of high definition at all. It's standard definition. Will be able to be manipulated and uploaded to the net faster. And unfortunately for me, I don't like not being able to see what I'm looking at while filming, so I'm not going to do them both at the same time. I'm going to make two separate videos, and this one's explaining the process. Hopefully by the time I get to the second one, I'll make it shorter so it doesn't take 3 hours to upload, and then you guys can vote by sending good comments, bad comments, that which one is actually looks better. I'm pretty sure the high quality camera will look better. Unfortunately, I'm in front of it. Actually, the last few days I had some problems, and I guess it's just things are not going too well here recently. That now, don't get me wrong, I love YouTube, I love the internet, and I've got certain people, family members, that they're mad because before I was always from the first time I got a computer, got it hooked up on the internet. That was my free time, and I was a junkie from the first time had seen a streaming video, was able to download an MP3 file and to get on a personal page and Mushi attack and design a web page, whether it was with template or actually putting the code in. I was hooked. And there's kids behind the street screaming at me because I think they're wondering what's going on over here. Anyway, before then it was fine. Heard a few complaints. Oh, you're on the computer a lot, aren't you? And that. Well, I happened to find on a English Help Your English chat site, just bumped into a user that wound up being a Japanese woman who was actually at the time was going through a divorce. And we spent like almost 8-9 months communicating through the internet. Wound up, she came for a visit. We went back to Japan together, got married. I worked as a teacher, stayed there a few years, and it was K1 every day. It was pretty bad. I mean, I love Japan, don't get me wrong, but our married life was not very good. And I can still honestly say I feel 99% of it was her fault, but I did do some things. If I would, looking back, if I would have understood what she was saying about things at the time, I could have been a much better husband. And if I would have looked at things from her view more, we'd probably still be married, have a couple kids, and I would be teaching at a higher and more professional level and at better schools, and having the career and thinking basically about going on Golden Week trips and things like that. Anyway, I did not bend. Still used to seeing all those old black and white movies in the old days where strong American male was in control of marriage, and that was kind of my attitude. And when there's a language barrier, even if it's English to English, sometimes you don't quite understand what the person's saying. It could be a bad thing. If you're already stuck in your own mind, you are not able to take a step back and say, oh, this is what she meant. I could only see the bad things that she did. Now looking back 5, 6, or not looking back from now, it's 5 to 6 years later that I could see, oh, she did this for me. Instead of remembering all the things she did to me, which I was doing, I should have been thinking about, oh, she tried to get me to do this, but at the time I didn't understand she was doing something for me. And if I could have been more in her mind, things could have gone better. We're getting a little off topic about this being a test between the computer and the computer, but this is what it's about. I'm going to make a long video on the one that takes the less time to upload. Might put a couple of video transitions in there or titles, but that's going to be about it. I've told myself most of the time that when it's going to be a vlog video, a vlog, a video blog, and a mushy attack. See, there's a little laughs. But I've been getting, in my own personal opinion, I think I've been getting better unscripted and getting some self-confidence being able to talk to the computer. I especially like this one because the preview screen is rather small and I don't feel so self-conscious as to how I look on the camera. Now when I do it on this one, it's high quality. I'll be able to see all the little imperfections, have late stage. It's not teenage acne, but it's actually from a lot of the medications that I'm taking right now. And if I don't kill about 200 mushi, I might have to go back tonight. This shows a little bit more that acne. There's you'll get to see a little bit more of the gray hair that I'm starting to sport. Is one of the reasons why about a year ago I cut it all off and shaved every day. But now got about a week goatee going, but I need to shave regular, look a little bit more professional, more viewable to you guys. Okay, we're closing in at 9.5 minutes video time, but YouTube is giving me the 15-minute plus. Okay, so as long as this takes to make and upload, we're gonna do it. That I think around between 10 and 15 minutes is what we'll do here. Anyway, what we was talking about was some of my personal stuff, and I was thinking a lot about how when I came back, ever since I came back from Japan, it was a big surprise. I just showed up in Chicago, Took a bus 170 miles south to where my hometown is, and when I got here, good and bad happened, and little by little, the word Japan could not be spoken in the household. And little by little, if I'd say, "Oh yeah, the ex-wife sent me an email today saying that things are well with her and the family's good and she's doing well. I'm glad and happy for her." I actually got to a place from post divorce anger, depression, melancholy, and learned to accept the fact that, yeah, I was divorced and I'm back. Um, it's been a 5-year trip mentally of getting to be able to say some of the things I am today. Is that it was probably a very good portion of my fault, though, even though I treated her very well and was loving and stuff, I should have been more attentive to what she was trying to get me to do. Now I'm doing that on my own, and I'm not perfect at it yet, uh, but I'm trying very hard to do some of these things while I'm, like so many others, trying to go internet commerce. Uh, and I would have never thought of that really, but I had an emergency stay in the hospital. It's taken me since October to rehab. Um, just had a little setback, honestly, finding out the seriousness of what can happen. I have a little condition with my blood, and it's thinner. Um, I accidentally ate something very scorching hot without making sure I made sure it was cool. That did damage to my gums and the skin off the top of my tongue. Well, when that came off, those areas in my mouth bled very much, and went to the hospital. They gave me hospital advice, which basically it just kept bleeding and not healing. And there's a truth to the saying that home remedies sometimes actually work better than what a doctor will tell you. Took some water mixed with salt, swished it around in my mouth a couple times, and then, of course, it was like a day and a half without food, um, trying to get the bleeding in my mouth to stop. And then all of a sudden, like magic, the bleeding stopped, figured out what happened. So I'm waiting. This all took place of starting and stopping some medications on Friday. The whole weekend, everybody's off, except for emergency crews in the hospital. So pharmacies, a lot of them are closed or closed early on the weekends. My clinic, my doctor, there's no weekend work for that guy. So Monday I go back to see them. They're all worried because of the condition I have. If you get an infection, especially if it starts from the toes up, they start cutting toes or fingers or whatever area is affected, because that can't be infected or bleeding, or it'll just start from the source like cancer and move its way to non-affected areas. So a lot of people that have this disease, well, don't really want to call it is a disease. I like to call it a condition because I'm working hard to take care of it. Is diabetes, and I'm type 2, so the natural insulin in my body doesn't work so well. But basically, what I do is eat things with low sugar and a low level of carbohydrates and eat protein. So I'm controlling it with some medication and diet, not insulin. So I'm not taking shots every day. Um, I was doing a little poorly, and the seriousness of uh, the cuts inside my mouth and the non-stoppable bleeding has made me get reinforced to where the diet is really important in taking care of my health. Sorry, this might be a little bit too heavy, but I just got on it because I just wanted to let you know some of the background. It almost started just at the same time that a very popular YouTuber um, was doing a video from eastern Japan in the affected quake area, and she wrote in a description that she would do it in Japanese and that she would put subtitles, English subtitles and such later. Somebody made a comment um, in on her movie, not on her movie, but in this comment section of YouTube, say correcting her grammar, her English, about every time that she said I, it should be capitalized. And I thought it kind of set me off a little bit. And I don't even like to read comments of other people's videos. And when I see them on mine, which is rare because I'm sort of invisible on YouTube, um, when I see a bad comment on mine, I just delete it, like out of my inbox if it's on there. And unless it's something like really dirty, like if it's something really inappropriate, I'll delete it from the page. If it's something like, oh, I just think your video sucks, it's just like, yeah, whatever. Maybe a lot of people do. Like, dislike, whatever. And I sent this person back, I think I sent the message back to him personally. Or no, I sent it on the comment of the video. And I thought, seriously, this person is doing a lot of hard work to educate people in Japan and around the world about the situation in our country. And I follow her on YouTube and the other projects that she has. And I took it as an insult, even though it wasn't my work. And I just said, hey, this person does so much good work and is trying so hard and striving to become like a professional in the media field as a reporter and on-camera personality. Whatever she is trying to do, she's doing really well at it. And all this guy could do is complain about, oh, you should every time use an I as a capital. So I sent that, and I wrote it on her page. And then I was doing some film editing of my own, or uploading, and web surfing. And when I pulled back to my page, it was on the comments page with this guy, and he was like, "Oh, so I can't tell people." Telling people that they're making mistakes makes me lame. And I thought, man, that was like the dude must be in the same time zone or the same part of the country, or he may be somewhere where it's his viewing time and my viewing time at the same time. And I've seen a lot of people get into comment wars. Flaming comments, especially back in the day when it was just text chatting with people. When ICQ was the first social network, and there was nothing else at the time that I'm aware of, way back in the beginning of my time on the computer. There was that and just text chats. People hadn't quite figured out how to put video on social media and such. And there'd be a lot of arguments. Well, on YouTube I noticed that there'd be people flaming each other in the comments. And this is the person's video that they see everything. So if you're really busy, like some of the, I'd like to call them professional YouTubers, because they're partners. I know they're making money. The internet reports how much money that they're making. I think that's really cool. But to see somebody put something silly on somebody's comment page, and then you get like this around the world battle. Well, I think she's great. Well, I think she sucks. Oh, Ted Nugent is still the best rocker in the world. No, Van Halen is. So on and so forth. So I didn't want to get into that. So immediately he sent it to my inbox. He sent it to me in private, which I've heard recently some people say about just put it on the page. He sent it to me in private. I erased it, and then just as I was getting ready to call it a night, while I was waiting for my high def video to capture, which took about 2.5 hours. I don't know why, or to upload to YouTube from the program. I don't know why it took that long, but that's when people lock their car doors. Now in America they honk. Now the horn honks when the alarm system is put on and the doors lock. It's like, and you kind of feel like almost like an attack is happening. You know, maybe the person felt the same way when I called them out. But he sent it to me privately, shocked and bewildered that I would say that he was lame. You know, it was a lame comment, but in making this video, I just wanted to do it one time, but I didn't want to get into all the things, because there's so many negative things on Facebook that I could do rants about, and I've seen a few rant videos complaining about this YouTuber is doing this and doing that. Hey, guess what? They're doing it. People are subscribing to them. They're getting their clicks. They're getting their hits. They're getting paid. Do something that's better, or deal with it. You know, I don't want to turn in a 45-minute rant video about, oh, I don't even want to use a username. There's people that, you know, like my mama said, if everybody was the same, life would be kind of boring. And there are some really popular people on there that, there's unspeakable reasons why. And there's people on there that are really talented that I enjoy. There's some videos that are just like vlog videos that people just sit in front of the camera like I'm doing now, but they might do a little skit, or they might talk about something like their favorite snack, or favorite beer, or do something instructional. And their personality is so good that when I sit in front of my YouTube via my computer, that their personality is enlightening. It's uplifting. Excuse me. I speak English, can't even think of the correct word. It's uplifting. Or they might say something that's so funny in their video, or their videos are so funny that I'm in stitches. I'm laughing. So, instead of ranting and raving against them, I accidentally did it the one time. One thing I forgot was when I'm following some of these people's examples, and I'm trying to do a social network conglomeration of all different kinds of things through website video, connections to social media, streaming TV, podcast, and so on. Well, what I forgot before I commented on this person's website is that it's connected to a few places like a social media page and a comment page. And when I click back to just spend a couple minutes to play a game before going to bed for the evening, it was there, my comment to this person with the other YouTube's video there. So I hope this YouTube user is not upset with me that I called this guy out and it showed up possibly on all of her friends' wall. For that, sumimasen deshita. And this person, if she sees this video, she'll know what it is. Just want to take a chance off about saying sorry for calling this guy a lame-o for harshing your video out. On that note, man, 26 straight minutes of talking and swatting at Mushi. Sometimes I wonder how a bug answers the phone. Does he say mushy mushy? I know that's how some English people say it when they get over there. Anyway, this is going to be close to 30 minutes long. If you get tired in the middle of it, turn it off. It may have been a little bit good in the beginning, the middle, or the end. This one's going to be straight, just video, no editing. So if you hung around this long, you're not going to see an end credits page, and you're not seeing video transmissions or transitions in the middle of it or subtitles. I'm just going to stop the capture and save the video and upload it because I still have the high quality. And so if you made it this far, the high quality video is really going to be short. I might talk about, and I'll talk about probably a different topic. Oh yeah, I have something new today, so please, I'll leave that in the message when I make the video, is go check out the high quality video because it'll be shorter and hopefully better. Ja 今日はいい天気です。皆さんありがとう。7時夜ですね。今日も日本語を勉強しませんでした。でも頭の中にですね。It's in my head. It's in my thoughts. This has been Scott for Osaka Ben 10. We're going to go ahead and stop the capture and get working on this. Save the video, start the other video. Okay. Jane.